Well, I hope by the beginning of the weekend. I mean, the end of the weekend. At least my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday we'll have a ceasefire.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
US President Joe Biden expressed his hopes on Monday, 26 February 2024, for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza to commence by next Monday. Negotiations in Qatar, aimed at brokering both ceasefire and hostage release, seemed to be progressing as the warring parties appeared to close in on a deal. The presence of both sides for so-called proximity talks, where mediators meet separately but in the same city, indicated that negotiations were at an advanced stage compared to previous efforts. Biden's optimism was palpable as he stated, and my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. We're not done yet. My hope is by next Monday we'll have a ceasefire. Efforts to secure a pause for hostages deal intensified with the aim of reaching an agreement before the beginning of Ramadan on March 10th. Meetings between Israeli and Qatari officials fueled optimism, although public statements from Israel and Hamas continued to reflect significant differences on a potential truce. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu affirmed Israel's readiness for a deal, placing the onus on Hamas to compromise. Meanwhile, Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh accused Israel of stalling while emphasizing their commitment to ending the conflict through negotiations. In the midst of these diplomatic maneuvers, Israeli officials reportedly flew to Qatar to establish an operational center supporting negotiations. The center's mission would involve vetting proposed Palestinian militants for potential release as part of a hostage deal. Despite these efforts, Israel and Hamas maintained divergent public stances on the path to a ceasefire. Israel reiterated its position of not ending the conflict until Hamas is eradicated, while Hamas insisted on a ceasefire agreement linked to broader issues such as the withdrawal of occupation forces and the return of displaced persons. Pressure mounted on Israel from its main ally, the United States, to agree to a ceasefire soon to avoid a potential assault on Rafah, where a significant portion of Gaza's population seeks shelter. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu affirmed plans for an assault on Rafah, but emphasized preparations for evacuating civilians from harm's way. The coming days are crucial as negotiators work tirelessly to bridge the gap between the two sides and bring an end to the devastating conflict in Gaza.